What's going on, y'all? It's y'all got to bear with me because I'm way out of my comfort zone at the moment anyway. Just getting on here doing this, but it's about 2 in the morning, and I've been up for about the last hour. It's a full moon, and like I had motion lights going off, cameras going off, and just when things like that happen, you get up, you checking outside, you looking to see what's going on, and like ain't nothing going on in my yard, but it's a lot of demonic activity going on around me as far as tweakers moving. I try to go back to sleep, but that just ain't happening. And I really feel like the Lord put it on me to come out here and sit in my truck, because I can't sit in the house right now and do this. I got a house full of kids, the wife, one sleeping on the couch, so I came out to my truck. And I feel like I'm supposed to talk about demonic activity as far as unclean spirits that operate around us all the time. The Bible speaks on us battling these unclean spirits, these unseen things that we can't see. That could be family ties, soul ties, doors you've opened yourself, as far as the drug use or whatever it may be. For me personally, I've dealt with a lot of that. I was pretty much incarcerated from age 9 to 24, just based on my own poor choices and decisions. A lot of that involving drugs, a lot of that just involving poor choices. But for the last 10 years, I've been in church and trying to correct my walk and just live how I feel God's called me to live. That being said, there were still doors that I was refusing to shut. I was giving God this much, but I wanted to hold on to this much. You can't have that part. And by that part, I mean smoking weed. It really wasn't until about a month ago that I finally, and I really honestly can't even tell you how I came to the decision that that was something I was going to put down. Every church I've been to, I've been blunt, I've been honest about this. I watched a buddy of mine give his testimony at a church about smoking, and I watched that whole church turn against him, and I turned around and left that church. I then went to another church, and I was open and honest with that pastor about it, and we really clicked, we really got tight, and he just began praying for me about it. COVID happened. As many of you know, if you've been in church and in church for a while, they shut the doors on us. We had to have church online, church on Facebook, whatever. After that, my wife wanted to find a church that had more of a kids program due to us having 5 kids. So we did that, and it was good for a while, and then we started noticing that there was a lot of these open doors operating inside that church. So again, we moved churches. I know it sounds like we're moving churches a lot, but I'm getting somewhere with this. We finally started going to a real small church, a real I mean a real small church. And we were dealing with some of these issues as far as unclean spirits operating in our lives still. And this pastor came to do a cleansing on our house. And when he showed up, he put his hand right here in the middle of his head. And he asked my wife if that meant anything to her. And I knew exactly what that meant. And she knew what that meant. So that told me that that brother hears from the Lord. And that's where we're supposed to be. And that's where we've been for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. Now, mind you, I'm still holding on to my smoke. At this point in my life, I'm 39 years old, and I'm believing more on the Rastafarian side of religion. As far as the higher I got, the closer I got to God. Whether I was fishing or in a tree stand or at work, I focus better. My prayer life's better. I have more patience with the kids. Like, I just solely believe this was something I would go to my grave doing, is smoking. That there was no way I could function without it. And I was honest with this pastor about it, and he cast no judgment. He did the same as the one prior. And I believe he was just kind of praying for me. And me and my wife went through this battle of, you're leaving the doors open, and you need to put it down. And I would wrestle with that in my head. And I'd be laying in bed some nights like, Lord, is that you telling me to put it down? Or is that just her telling me to put it down? And I was still just in a state of confusion to, like I said, about a month ago. And I really can't tell you what led me to put it down. But this is what I can tell you. Since putting it down, my thinking is so much sharper. My prayer life that I thought was better when I was smoking, when I was in my tree stand or fishing or whatever I'm doing, I'm on my bike riding, it's exceeded that to the maximum. So I guess this is what the Lord's telling me to tell y'all, is that if you don't know if there are unclean spirits operating in your life, seek Him. Seek somebody that understands those things. Go through some deliverance. I did that, but I still wasn't trying to give up that portion of my life. But yeah, ultimately, seek Him, pray. That's what I was doing prior to this. I was just praying, Lord, remove anything of me that is not of you, any part of me that you want me to lay down. Man, I was praying that He take material things to open my eyes. This truck I'm sitting in, my bike, things that I worked hard for, things that I'm proud of. I was like, Lord, if you don't want me to have those things, take those things from me. Remove anything from me you don't want me to have. And then I woke up one day and was like, I'm not buying no more weed. One, you don't know what they putting on this anymore. They got fentanyl and everything. Two, the amount of money I'm wasting a year it's just absurd. I mean, we talking thousands of dollars between that and cigarettes. And what's crazy is, man, this light just went turned off on me. That's really weird. And what's also really weird is like the devil be operating. Like I don't think he wanted me to make this video. He broke this phone out while I was doing this, trying to set this up. But I also was able to put cigarettes down shortly after. Me and my wife went on a trip to Florida to visit family. I got off the plane. I had 3 or 4 cigarettes left, and I just told her, look, don't let me buy anymore. If I go to buy a pack of cigarettes, just veto that. It might start an argument, it might not, whatever, but I prayed on it. And now I'm 2-3 weeks in with no cigarettes. So all things are possible when you seek him and his will for your life, is where I'm gonna end this. Pray that he removes anything from you that ain't of him. And if you don't understand it, seek somebody out who does. I love y'all. May God be with y'all.